Exotic quests, just in general, are great.
Yes.
One exotic we have not been able to find yet is the Sleeper Simulant.
The elusive Sleeper
All
Simulant.
kinds of crazy conspiracy theories going on about
Which is
this
actually
gun.
really cool
Yeah,
because
it's very cool.
I mean, like, I see a lot of it on Reddit and a lot of people getting hatred for it, but it's like at the same time it's like this is how things are found is by people creating
so
theories.
that's the thing is like the guys who discovered the Black Spindle quest, like they did that by experimenting in the daily story. Like they just took a right when you were supposed to take
it's like,
a left.
oh, we're gonna say, why don't we go check out and see if Tanix is there?
Yeah, because
No,
like they
one of his
see-
buddies like was screwing around and he ran totally the wrong direction and went up to the catch.
Oh man, see that's what's so cool about it.
Okay, so that was random. That's kind of
So
funny.
like, I actually think that this is really cool. It seems like in the past you kind of got exotics either from Xur or by completing the weekly Nightfall. That was basically
Which I
the
have
only
worries
way
about.
to. Yeah,
But, well, that's
that
another
was the
time.
only way to really acquire exotics. Now it seems like Bungie's taken a really cool new approach in that most of the exotics you discover, at least it seems like most of the exotics for year 2 that you discover, are hidden within quests that you're going to have to kind of like, you know, figure out as you play along. And I think that's really interesting because it makes them more valuable or seem more valuable.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really gotten a lot of exotic like drops just randomly yet.
No,
or
neither
any
have
at
I.
all.
I don't think I've gotten actually any exotic drops since taking King except for when using 3 of Coins.
So I haven't even gotten one using 3 of Coins.
Really?
I ran like 30 strikes last week and using a 3 of Coins every time, not a single one. I'm just super unlucky.
You also got to like, if you're doing it too, like just pop the 3 of Coins right before the boss because there is like a timer.
There's I thought it stayed active until
It stays active. The thing, no, there's not a timer to where it goes away. It's just there's a timer in between ultra kills for its effectiveness. If you're killing bosses ultras too fast, then it's going to be less effective each time.
So, I mean, is it more effective though? So I know that they diminish the chance that when you stack the 3 of Coins, they diminish the chance that you get for getting an exotic. Is it still worth stacking, or do you still use just
No,
No,
you
don't stack it.
Don't use
Just
more than
run a
one
strike
coin at a time.
Run a strike, get your drop on the final boss. Pop
Also, one
pop
per
another
raid?
one.
I actually don't think you're supposed to pop one right after, because if you're rapidly killing bosses, then it's less.
Yeah, just do it before you get to the boss.
before you get to a boss.
on each strike,
Yeah.
and then it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but the hunt for Sleeper Simulant is particularly interesting because I don't know if you guys saw this Reddit thread, but there are people unlocking things like through the Book of Worms, which I think you need to have a key to open a chest to get. I've seen like the worm sort of like chests on the
Worm Singers and
Worm
they like
Singers
the
and Worm
Chest of Ur and
all of
Slull
those
and-
different chests.
Yeah.
So here's a quote actually about Sleeper Simulant. Sorry to interrupt you guys, but in order to unlock this gun, players first have to collect relics of the Golden Age, excuse me, which have been scattered across various locations of Destiny. After players bring these pieces back to Banshee 44, the Tower's gunsmith, the ancient artifacts trigger a memory in the ancient Exo gunsmith. He will invite players on an odyssey to repair and reactivate one of the Taken King's most striking exotics. So we've gotten a few of those.
But here's the question: people are taking that quote and saying, "Aren't the relics that have been dropping? Don't they say Dark Age relics and not Golden Age relics?"
That's true. So where do we get the Golden Age relics? That's the question.
Maybe that's
We're not
something
sure
that's not
yet.
available
But
yet.
remember in the collector's edition, were you the one who did that unboxing?
Which one? Yes.
The
it was
collector's
me and
edition
Fran.
unboxing with Fran. Yeah. So like, there's this map, right? And on the back of the map, it has like a little insignia or inscription that kind of like hints that it may be. Because on the front of the map is the Sleeper Simulant, and on the back there's this giant map, and it kind of like gives you weird hints and like locations all throughout Destiny's world.
That's for an emblem. So we know
well,
that's for
that's
an
cool.
emblem. Yeah. But
But the point is, like, there's all these different players like basically taking like way too close of a look at every single detail of different like grimoire cards and stories and all that stuff that are in Destiny's lore, and kind of trying to piece together this little puzzle to see if we can get any sort of sense of where to even start looking for this weapon. And I think that's awesome. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let other people do it.
You let everybody
And then when
figure
they
out.
find it, I'll follow
I know the
them,
Sleeper
but-
Simulant is in with Rasputin in his bunker.
yeah.
Just based on
People
the design
will-
of that thing, it's just like it's in here somewhere.
People
Yeah,
do
like he
say
made
that
it.
it's like a Rasputin thing.
It's got to be.
I would love to see Rasputin somewhere. Like,
Well, there's all sorts
working
of
on
new
something.
storytelling
He's a
with
war
Rasputin
mine too, so
right?
yeah.
Like with the new strike and stuff, the saber strike, and then just like kind of all the things you're doing to, I don't know, get him back on your side or like work with him. It seems like it's something like that.
So overall, like, I don't know, like, I almost question if we're ever going to figure this out. Like, I feel like we're going to need to be given a hint or something, you know?
No, someone will figure it out.
Somebody will, but it's going to be, like, in 6 months or something. And then by then, like... So, like, I love collecting exotics, and, like, that's kind of the draw. You know, like, oh, I got the super rare one I've been waiting for. Like, I lost my mind for Hawkmoon when I finally got it. And now it's just kind of like, none of that really mattered. And now there's one we can't even find. So should I even worry about getting all the exotics? I'm not too worried. I'm not as worried about it as I used to be.
So I am on your side. I'm actually not all that worried about it either, but I do love the idea of pursuing one through, like, not just random means, right?
Yeah.
Like, before it was like, do strikes, do the Nightfall, buy things from Xur, and you'll maybe get what you want.
Pop the chest and
now
Gorgons.
it's like you have to work to achieve it, which I think is really cool. Because other people will go way out of their way to do it, and then when they do, they'll let everyone else know how to do it, and then I will do it as well.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm going to do. But I think that's kind of a bummer. I really miss the exciting moments of, like, downing Atheon and getting Galahorn for the first time. Or,
I mean, you still have that chance, though, right? There are still exotics that randomly drop off bosses.
Yeah, but nothing is like exciting as Galahorn though. Like Sleeper Simulant's not going to be a gun that drops from the raid. So you're like, oh, I got Sleeper Simulant.
Well, we know that about Sleeper Simulant, but what about the other ones? Like, if you look at the collections in the exotic,
there's no desirable weapon that, like,
that we know of, at least
that we know of,
because there are some hidden exotics that aren't even on the blueprint screen. Like there's grayed out engrams, but there are
and there's
some
two
that are
columns.
missing.
There's like specials, and then specials you got to do something weird for, like the black spindle and stuff. It's really interesting.
Well, I kind of like that because think about it before. Like, I think they were trying to solve the Galahorn problem where there were people.
I don't think that was a problem. It was
there were people who played like but there were
Yeah.
people who played like 20 hours and got a Galahorn, and then there were people that played like 2,000 hours and got a Galahorn. And yeah, it's really cool when you get it, but
that's why the
I don't
weapon's
think
legendary.
You shouldn't, but it shouldn't be left entirely up to chance, is what I was saying. And before it was, and now at least you have like, all right, we know this weapon's out there, and now we have to kind of like figure out a puzzle to get it. I think that's cool.
Based on the footage that I've seen, though, I don't really care if I don't have it. It doesn't seem that great. It's like the exotics that dropped from downing Skolas. I'm just like, Skolas isn't fun to do, and I don't get anything great from them. You know, like nothing like super desirable. And now they're worthless anyway. So I'm glad I didn't waste time on it. You know, that's a bummer. It's a bummer that that's the experience now, as opposed to like, oh my god, I got this amazing weapon. Yeah. This is great.
Maybe we haven't seen Sleeper Simulant in its full power.
Yeah, I mean,
doubt they would have revealed that entire weapon and then make it this secret.
Yeah, I also think that there's something else going on there. Yeah. Plus, I mean, we've seen very little of that weapon.
Yeah, we saw that gameplay video of it happening, but I mean, we never saw the specs of the gun.
Yeah.
How, if that gun was fully leveled up, if it had its proper perk.
And even in that video, it did like a significant amount of damage.
It did a significant amount of damage, but yeah.
Maybe it one-shots Oryx. No, just kidding.
And just Oryx.
Yeah.
I also think it's kind of weird that if you use Touch of Malice to kill Oryx, since that gun is Oryx.
Oh yeah,
that's weird.
Oh yeah, so there's also that little conspiracy.
It's time and
well, it's not a conspiracy because there's like Grimoire score of like Oryx explaining that, like, spoilers, that he like had it was intended on you killing him, and that he was going to make that gun him.
Yeah,
really?
So
there's another thing.
There's another little Reddit thread. Yeah, no, I mean, going on this, there's another little Reddit thread that's theorizing about like how this might have all been part of his plan.
Yeah, like this was part of his plan.
That's
awesome. And then like Eris is in on it. Like she was trying to get you to kill him because she's with him.
At the end of this,
like, oh my god,
little spoiler territory, guys. Like at the end, she's like, "You played your part. You played your part. Now I'm gonna play mine." And she takes that shard and like makes a sword for you.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of
also
weird
just
stuff
look at her
on.
face.
I don't trust her.
She doesn't look like a trustworthy person.
I don't trust
to me.
you anymore.
She's bleeding black tears,
which
at all times.
Makes me hope that Destiny 2 goes like super deep into like storytelling and instead of leaving it behind the wall.
I would love at the end of like all of the Destiny content, it ended up being this grand epic story that was way better than anyone could have imagined.
Yeah.
And then Bungie could be like, all you idiots out there telling us we needed more story, just
there's story there, it's just hidden.
We had a plan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those idiots saying that they need more story, but I think they've taken a really good direction with this. I think a lot of it is based on, it's not so linear. It's like you're discovering it as you go along, which is super cool.
Yeah. Guys, we got to wrap it up.
All right.
Thanks for joining me today on the show.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
If you guys like this show, you can go to iTunes and leave us a review. If you don't like it, you're probably not watching. So yet again, thank you for leaving a review if you do.
Or telling us that We still play this game?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Believe it or not.
A lot of people do.
A lot of people, especially now.
A lot more now.
The
I see so many
experience
people in the
is
tower
way
now,
better.
more than ever.
Tons of people in the office are playing. People are loving it, and it makes me very happy. I feel a little vindicated. Like, see, I told
cool.
you.
And you're just like,
yeah.
day one.
Yeah, right. If you want to get a shirt, you can go to go.ign.com/store. You can pick up a Fireteam Chat shirt or any of the IGN shows. And that's it. So, until next time, Guardians out. Nailed it.